Potato Interactive presents Crime Reaper. What a delightful name, isn't it? Let's try the career mode, and we're gonna start beginner. I think I got the hang out of this game, I tried it a little bit. You must be the new Crime Reaper, welcome aboard. Heads up, this is a Sudoku style puzzle game. Or Sudoku style whatever game. If you want to call it puzzle, I'm game. I am MX Death, the grimmest of reapers and feared by humans the world over. I'm also your boss. Like the legends of me tell, I'm responsible for shepherding humans to the afterlife when their time is up. Sometimes, however, there are deities that make humans kill each other before their allotted day by using murder influence. I like Grim Reaper. It's a game by LucasArts, an adventure game. So that's probably why my affinity for this game is quite high. Your role? You crime reap, which is a type of crime scene reconstruction. Using Sudoku-style pieces, once you've rebuilt the crimes, we can use it to catch the deities that caused them. Now let's get you started. Alright, we're gonna start with beginner. And get harder as we progress. So here is our Sudoku style field. We have 4 fields, 4 by 4. And of course only 1 yellow possible per field and only 1 red or pink possible per field, but there are interesting special rules or clues over here. Let's go through the basic rules. Every room must contain exactly 1 of each shape/color of evidence. A shape/color cannot be in the same row or column as any other shape/color in the same room. Oh, that's new. Interesting. Rows cannot contain more than 1 of each shape/color of evidence. Yes, and so do columns. I wonder if these rules will change over time. Interesting. And then we have positional hints or clues. We have relation clues, vertical and horizontal. So first of all, we know that money has to be in the top right, so we know it cannot be here because we start dragging money, it can only be in the top left, which is impossible according to this. Poison has to be in the top left, which makes everything possible. The bomb has to be in the same row as the photograph, so we know we have to put this there. The poison has to be on the same row as the money, which doesn't help, but the bomb has to be in the same column as the letter, but we don't know where. But we know that the other pink, what is this, clue? The other pink object has to be in the top right corner, so it has to be in the top row, so this has to be in the bottom row. And we know that poison has to be on the same row as money, so it has to be over there. And this, of course. No mistakes, fantastic. Expecting a huge payday from their inclusion in the victim's will, the killer detonated an explosive device that eviscerated the victim. My reputation spreads, but no culprits caught yet. Odd, this letter for you burst with confetti when I opened it. It's not a crime to open your mail in the afterlife, okay? Now what does it say? Boom, the accomplice. Well, that's dumb. This letter is clearly from the influencer in your murder case, making killers blow people up with explosives. I'm making you open our mysterious packages from now on, or at least until we find this deity. What's that? You can die? Death? Let's go to easy mode, and then more and more over time. Now we have 2 by 3. Alright, we know the hammer has to be in the same box as the teddy bear, but there are 2 options. We know the bed has to be in the same row as the teddy bear, but there are 2 options. We know the TV has to be in the same column as the bed, and the TV has to be in the top right corner, so that means the TV has to be over here, And the bed has to be over here. We know the portrait has to be at the bottom right. We know the toilet has to be in this sector because every other sector is full of blue. So we know that the portrait or photo has to be here, and the toilet has to be there or there. But it has to be in the same row, on the same row as the bomb, so it has to be here. Now the will has to be on the same column as the pistol, which we don't know where it has to be. Well, except it has to be over here. Yeah. And the will can only be there. And this has to be with the cooker. And the hammer has to be with the teddy. Expecting a huge payday. Oh, this is the same story. I think these are all procedural. My reputation spreads. One culprit found. Your great work led us to the explosive confetti letter accomplice, Pogo, the god of murder clowns. I don't make up the deities, alright? It seems like Pogo here wanted a little more chaos and started making humans blow each other up. My type of guy. Wait, that seems like it was within their purview? Oh, but I guess they weren't making any jokes when doing so? That joke went over my head. Not completing all of the steps, as in this case, leads to murder influence. It's still creepy either way. I'm not following, buddy. I just want to play more Sudoku. But what's even more creepy is that it looks like they weren't working alone. Oh yeah, let's crank it up to normal. Oh boy. Haha, oh boy. Oh boy. That's a lot. Alright, so the TV has to be on the same. Is this even possible? Oh yeah, of course. Do we have a positional clue for the TV? No. But hammer... this is interesting. Yes, we know it has to be in the same field with the photo. The photo has to be on the left. We know the chicken dinner has to be there. Oh, only one option left. We know the pistol has to be in the same row. And we know the pistol is in the bottom right. Toilet bowl. TV has to be up there somewhere. Hammer, TV. TV, no positional information. Toilet bowl has to be on the same row as the TV. TV has to be up there. Alright, this is helpful. We know that this cannot be here, so it has to be there because it has to be on the right. And so we know where the bomba is. The bomba and the bed have to be on the same row. We don't know the bed position. We know this is center, and I didn't even check to find out on my own, but this is the only center possible. Yeah, let's just check top left, 2 possibilities. And will, top left, 2 possibilities. Will has to be on the same column as toilet. So no. Well, we know the toilet cannot be here because there is already a purple one over there, so it has to be here. Toilet bowl has to be there. Bed has to be... No, don't know yet. TV has to be with a toilet bowl. Here we are. Case report. Having developed a parasocial relationship with a famous television star, the killer used piano wire to garrote the victim after the victim tried to hide in the bedroom closet because the killer delusionally believed it would impress the actor. Beautiful. Dear valued customer, your monthly payment for your television cable package is past due and we will be disconnecting you from the network if you do not feed the outstanding soul balance on your account to the gaping death maw of the demon lord. Eat she and die the cable company. Not that crook again. Every year they harass me trying to hook up cable to the office and make me pay for services I don't want. The cable company is certainly in the top 10 most evil deities of the afterlife. We'll need an ironclad case built against them to bring them to justice. I have a feeling that Pogo's crimes are somehow connected to the cable company, but if there is a link, it would definitely spell an end to their fraud. Oh, let's crank it up to hard. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Possible locations. Within the southern row. This is getting harder. Well, we know this is at the bottom left, so this has only 3 options at least. No vertical relation found. Will and toilet bowl. Toilet bowl has to... yeah, that doesn't help. Now, how is this possible? The diamond has to be in the bottom right? Ah, I see. These are not plus relationships, but horizontal ones. That makes more sense. Well, we know the money has to be... oh, right, it has to be there. Because it has to be in the same block. And it has to be in the left column. That's helpful. And then the fire has to be there. Good, good. I wonder if this actually means that... yeah, I guess it does. Dinner must be here, right? Let's check. Apparently so. Oh my, this is scrollable. Haha, wow. That is a lot. Huh, so the teddy bear has to be there. And the tree has to be on the same... not good enough. As the poison. But where does the poison go? Alright, let's try to focus on this. It has a vertical indicator clue. It has to be on the eastern side. And in the same row as the road has to be on the right. Alright, on the east of the money. So the road has to be here. So the, what is this, crossbow has to be top right here. Yes. And below it has to be the television, but that's not good enough. Unless we have... yes, we have a horizontal clue. It has to be in the top right. Fantastic. Well, I guess since there's only one field possible here, and it has to be in these 3 fields, the poison has to be in the center. Not too much help, but now we can also put the tree over there. Ah, we know that the toilet has to be in the same row as the poison, and it has to be below the well. And we know the diamond has to be in the right, bottom right. Could it be here? No, because the pipe wrench has to be there. Don't know the position yet. Well, only one spot left. Yes, the road has to be there. Ah, okay, this is helpful. Alright, this has to be there. Only one spot left, only one spot left. In an attempt to become a television sensation on the 5 o'clock news, the killer poisoned the victim with a lethal dose of laudanum as the victim was placing a meal for himself in the dining room. Took a while, didn't it? Dear valued customer. Huh. It's the same, isn't it? No, it's not the same. Your petty attempts to catch me and Pogo violate our terms of service, and we regret to inform you that due to section 1029.29 of the Cable Act, we are entitled to double the amount owed on your account. Eat la and die the cable company. Ah, why? There is no such thing as the Cable Act, and they've all but admitted that Pogo was an accomplice in that letter. If they're becoming this desperate, it means we're getting close to catching them. So let's cut these crooks a check for justice. Nice one. Let's go for expert. This is gonna take an hour, isn't it? Alright, we are on actual Sudoku level now. I am enjoying this. Okay. Let's see, the only possible wrench on this row. Do we have a relation? No, the wrench has to be in the top. With tree and film reel. Alright, let's look for arrow indicate. Oh, so much. Okay. TV has to be above the crossbow. But we don't know where the TV is located. ID card below the town square has to be in the top. Well, that's a start. Do we know the butcher knife's location? No. Let's see, we know of the blue ones. It cannot be the tree because the tree has to be in the top center. It cannot be the boat because it has to be in the left. It cannot be the barn because there's already something in that column. It cannot be the books. It cannot be the street. It cannot be the circus because that one has to be on the right of the map. It cannot be the house because, or city because it has to be on the right of the map. And what do we know about the truck? It has to be in a middle row, well, vertically. And it has to be on the left of something. So I think we have a 100% confirmation that this has to be there. Yes. Ah yes, we know matches above the truck and matches are on the right. Only one position left. And do we know what is above the crossbow? Yes, the TV. Making progress. Making progress. On the right of the TV is the hammer, but that doesn't help quite yet. Except who it does. We know it has to be center. And then the town, which we don't know where. Do we know what goes with the hammer? We don't have any plus relationships, no, only positional ones. Interesting. Alright, we know the wrench has to be in the same row as the town square. Pipe wrench, pipe wrench, pipe wrench. Where could the farm be? It has to be in the center bottom. Because of this. And we know that this one has to be here, because it has to be on the same row. City, not so much. Fantastic. We know the teddy bear has to be on the same row as the poison. Poison cannot be on this row. And what was the other relationship? It was on the same column as the farm. But the poison still has two options. 1, 2. Oh right, the will. Obviously, it has to be on the left. It has to be in the same row as the matches. Will. The city has... Oh right, right. Only one option left. Film reel. Film reel has to be below the wrench, so the film reel has to be here. Tree has to be below the film reel, but there's a lot of options. 2. 2 is a lot. Trophy. Let's focus on the trophy. Trophy has to be in the center, so it has to be on the right. No. Alright, we know, yeah, we know where the bomb has to be. It has to be in the center left, and it has to be under the will and one further down. Now the boat has to be in the center. Center or center right. The mail has to be there, so it has to be here. And we know it's on the left. Do we know what else? Well, the road has only one spot left there. The revolver has still options. No, it has one option. And the circus has one option. And let's see, wrench, tree. Tree, do you have? You have only one option left. Wait a second. Diamond has to be at the bottom. Below the truck. Tree, glove. One option left. Poison, teddy. One option left. Mail. One option left on the right of the stage. Photo below the poison. And finally, library. That only took 3 more minutes. Having developed a parasocial relationship with a famous television star, the killer immolated the victim with a match-ignited fire while the victim was walking around the town square because the killer delusionally believed it would impress the actor again. Case closed. Astounding work, Gumshoe. We've apprehended the cable company, who, yes, were literally the giant soul-eating monster god they claimed to be. Supposedly they needed to increase value for shareholders and asked Pogo to stalk and blow up innocent people in a complex financial scheme to sign up the murder victims to television services. How does that work? Oh, in the afterlife. They also thought that making the crimes television related would boost ratings and make customers renew their subscriptions. Luckily for everyone, they'll be devoured by lawsuits and broken up into a bunch of little companies. Myself, I'm going to make some popcorn and watch torrented clips of the whole thing. So this is a new career, right? Let's do something easy. To calm after the storm. Will bottom right, unknown yet. Poison with the photo. Money above the revolver top right. Fire over the photo. Expecting a huge payday from their inclusion in the victim's will, the killer immolated the victim with a match-ignited fire. That again. Matches, you say? Reckless fire starting is something humans are taught to avoid when they're alive, but unfortunately that's not taught here. The afterlife is crawling with fire bugs, I tell you. Literal bugs that light things on fire. No kidding, we have to spray for them every freaking year. Alas, our arsonist is no bug. Their murder influence will spread like wildfire if we don't catch them quickly. We're gonna rush through this one. I suppose like this. The victim and killer's relationship ended when the victim penned a breakup letter. Driven insane by impotence, the killer doused the victim with gasoline and lit a match. So many matches lately. What a blazing pace, Junior. Sleuth? Sloith? Sleuth. Oh boy. You lit a path straight to Tallow, the deity of candles. Humans don't light their homes by candle any longer, so Tallow felt pretty neglected as far as gods go. Tallow hated that their only contributions were nice smells and high schoolers' sacrificial ceremonies. However, Tallow's wick blazed tepidly, giving me a burning suspicion that they were not murder-influencing independently. Will plus gun. Money plus butcher. Photo plus wrench. Expecting a huge payday from their inclusion in the victim's will, the killer fired a revolver at and mortally wounded the victim. Last will and testament, Tallow. In the event that I die, I bequeath all of my assets to an offshore bank account inaccessible by the federal afterlife government and taxes collected by said entity. I ask this document be notarized as I am expected to die very soon. Tallow. Wait, Tallow isn't going to die. What is this will? I'm not a notary. You're not a notary either, right? I don't think so. As far as I know, I'm a dog. I mean, even if you are, we don't use wills here at all. Being eternal, it's not on my to-do list. Nobody in the afterlife dies. So it makes no sense that Tallow would have a will. This is linked to the earlier crimes, but is it important? I'm going to get a hold of some contacts, see if you can put together more evidence. Beginners too boring, let's go for easy. Will. Okay. Okay, I asked for... Okay, we know it's in the bottom left. We know the will is in the top center. And, let's see... TV, same row as hammer. No more info than that. Gun with the will, bottom right. Two spots. Bomb, top left. Wire has to be over here. Top left. Same as will, one left. Toilet, one left. TV, one left. After being written out of the family will by the victim, the killer shot the victim to death with a revolver. The killer did this as the victim showered in the bathroom as a direct statement to the family to intimidate them. I couldn't find anyone that even knows what a notary is, but these cases remind me of J-Lo, a notary from your world I consulted a while ago. Blah 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 blah. Bob blah blah. Bob's blah law blog. Whatever. Arrested Development. Famous musician? What are you talking about? I only know of a J-Lo who's a notary public. Anyway, there are these rich ghouls in the world of the living that abhor paying something called estate tax and try to undermine it without fail. It's a tax that ensures that at least some of their hoarded wealth is paid forward to the rest of society when they die. I believe someone in this world is trying to use wills to pull some sort of scheme to avoid losing money, but I'll need you to prove it. Yeah, another easy, please. TV, same as wire on the left, TV at the bottom left, wire at the bottom left, portrait at the bottom center. Hammer with a toilet. Hammer with a food. So the food has to be there. Oh no. I'm so sorry. And the bed has to be there, and the teddy has to be there, and the bowler has to be there. One mistake. After being written out of the family will by the victim, the killer detonated an explosive device that eviscerated the victim. The killer did this as the victim prepared dinner in the kitchen as a direct statement to the family to intimidate them. Case closed? Oh, I guess we had this before as well. Signature work, Junior Crime Reaper. You let us put a stamp on Beauchesne, the deity of estate lawyers. After helping billionaires? After helping millionaires and billionaires avoid estate taxes, Beauchesne was inspired to start a similar scheme in the afterlife where deities could avoid taxes by faking their death. Beauchesne started signing up other deities like Terra. The only problem was that they had to convince deities like me that deities could die. So the will we were asked to notarize was a means to trick me into accepting a human soul in place of their own. At the end of the day, if we could die, I'd give up everything I had. What am I supposed to do? Bring it with me? Well, that was fabulous. It's a bit slow though. I mean, from a YouTuber perspective, to finish the entire game, I would have to play 5 more cases, even on beginner. It would take a while. I love the writing of Reaper, but well, let me know. I'll make another video if enough people want it. For now, thanks for checking out Crime Reaper with me. It's a delight. I really love me some, you know, story, some nice dialogue, and this one has nice writing. In my games, even puzzle games, yeah, definitely would not enjoy this game if it was just the mechanics. I'll see you next time. Until then, ciao.